Hey everybody, Mark Stiles down here at Studio B with my friend Thomas McCoy. You can find him on Facebook at Studio B at 892. Now last week we talked about buying investment real estate in the state of Massachusetts. Now, I know, even in some of the videos, I've probably scared you out of wanting to be a landlord because in Massachusetts there is a perception that the courts, the system, everything is in favor of the tenants. Now I'm here to tell you that that's actually not true. There is an equal scale of justice in Massachusetts for both landlord and tenants, but it's just very challenging for landlords to follow the strict guidelines and laws associated with landlord-tenant law. Remember Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? Be proactive, begin with the end in mind. Now we talked about this with Brian Lynch earlier on another video when we were talking about setting up a new business. You can check that out on our YouTube channel at Stiles Law. Now, what we talked about with Brian was an exit strategy, right? So begin with the end in mind. How do you have a successful relationship with a tenant no matter what? The answer to that is simple. Be proactive, be prepared, and do everything you're supposed to do to the letter of the law. Okay, I hear you. Mark, this is really challenging. What do I need to do? All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set you up with a recipe for success. Step 1, vet the tenant. You should be checking that person's credit and their references. But I'm also here to tell you that get a professional. Just like starting a new business, when you get into the real estate investment world, you're starting a new business. So you're going to need to spend some money up front to get the business going. We at Stiles Law highly recommend engaging a specialized professional real estate agent to help you with this process. That person will typically charge you 1 month's rent, but I'm telling you it's worth every penny when you're getting started because a bad tenant, if you've ever started a business, a bad hire will cost you much, much more. A tenant that is a bad tenant will cost you a lot of money. The next step for success would be to meet your prospective customer. That's right, I called them a customer. Your prospective tenant should be treated like a customer. This is a business. And if you're giving good customer service, you're going to have good tenants and they're going to pay on time. I learned this early on in another great book called The Secrets of the Millionaire Landlord by Robert Shemin. When you're with that tenant, you want to set expectations. Maybe you've set up a bank account for them to deposit the rent in and when you expect it to be there. But it's really important to build a relationship at this point because you want them to be happy there. And when they're happy, they're going to make payments on time. When they make payments on time, your business works out really well. Now, this one's very important. Number 4, sign a condition statement. What is that? That is an acknowledgement from the tenant, your customer, of exactly what the condition of the property was. Typically, what we recommend is to walk the property with them. Or if you have a number of properties, have your property manager, your agent, walk the property with them and take pictures in the property with them in the picture. That's right, with them in the picture. Some clients I've talked to even have them hold up a newspaper with a date on the newspaper to indicate exactly what the condition was of the property when they moved in. Some people might think this is overkill, and maybe it is. But the next thing, number 5, securing the security deposit. It's very important because this is where a lot of the problems arise, is with the security deposit. Now, should you choose to hold a security deposit, which you don't have to, we recommend following the guidelines set forth in Massachusetts general laws. And what it tells you is this: do not put the money in your account. Why not? Well, it makes sense. It's not your money. So you're putting it in an account held in escrow for the benefit of the tenant. So it's their social security number, so you're going to need to get a W-9 form from them. Yes, it's an additional pain in the neck, but guess what? If you need to deal with that security deposit at the end, you better have done what you're supposed to do. You ask, why is it so challenging to do that? Well, again, it's not your money. It's their money being held as a security against them damaging your property. If they don't damage your property, that money needs to be there to give back to them. If it's held in your account and somebody freezes your account, it's not available to them. Does that make sense? Now, what about a lease? Some people say, well, I'll just do a handshake lease. We don't recommend that either. Get a contract. When you meet them, sign it, walk the property with them, be involved, make them vested as well. Signing a contract makes people feel much more secure, but also they feel that you're very well organized and they're not going to not pay. And again, them paying your rent, allowing you to run your business is how it works. Folks, I hope this was helpful. Next week, what we're going to talk about is the exit, right? There is a termination almost every time there's a landlord-tenant relationship, whether it's good and you need to return the security deposit and shake hands with a great relationship, or the unfortunate situation where you have to evict the person. So we're going to talk about that next week. I hope this was helpful content for you. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this with anyone and everyone. Be well, folks.